Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be playing a little bit more of We the Revolution, a new strategy game out by Polyslash and Clay Bader, a game which puts you in the shoes of a judge of the French Revolutionary Tribunal. We are a ways into our campaign. I think we're about 7 hours into our Let's Play series. And as a French judge, the revolution has passed into a period where we now basically get to weigh in on trials by looking at a short paragraph about what the trial is, and then we get to execute or let people go. In some cases, we still have these formalized trials where someone comes before us, but that isn't always the case. We've been stabbed, we've been plotted against, and we're in the midst of a plot of our own to try and unseat Danton, one of the most influential figures in the revolution, who was involved, I believe, in a plot on our life, but we've turned one of his cohorts through misdeeds and deception against his former patron. And hopefully that will allow us to have the information we need to bring Danton down and to move ourselves further up the power chain in the French Revolution. With that being said, we have a new trial here in front of us of an old man who apparently has the love of our family, the revolutionaries, and the aristocrats, but not the common folk who would prefer to see him killed. It is day 19. We are still in Act 1 of the game. My understanding is there are 3 acts, so still pretty early on in this game. You can see here there's not a lot of people in the audience for this trial. This will be more or less depending on the significance of the trial, I believe. We have our prosecutor, Tinville, over here, and we have our jurors over here on the left. Meanwhile, it looks like we discovered that Blaise Roy, who I believe is someone we threw in prison a while ago, killed himself. Yeah, so there will be no trial. He killed himself. It causes us to lose 4 reputation and 3 of the 3 penalty against the common folk, who apparently blame us for putting him in prison, I guess. Okay. Meanwhile, what is this case about? This is a case of counter-revolution and advocating the monarchy. We accuse Raphael Gallos of his conspiring against the revolution in his workshop. This old monarchist has been making propaganda materials that depict the Capites, the Capite being the former King Louis, who is deceased, surrounded by a court entourage and soldiers. Suspicion of his offense came to light at the beginning of the month. At the time, Citizen Gallo's establishment was already under surveillance. When we were certain that the suspect had indeed made all of the propaganda materials himself, an officer in disguise was sent to conduct an interview inside the workshop. Answering the interrogator's question, Citizen Gallos allegedly stated that the product he was offering was called chess. What? And it looks like a line of code here, so this might be a little bit of a bug. Ancient game originating in the East over 1,000 years ago. Wait, what? What? He had a game called chess. Okay. Is that it? The true face of this crime was revealed, however, only upon the demonstration of the rules of this allegedly Eastern pastime. In the game produced by Gallos, the king is the central and most important piece. The interviewer inquired about several items, and the accused repeatedly insisted that the rules did not allow for the king to be taken. The queen, in turn, is the strongest piece on the board, which also raises anxiety. Other figures include knights or noblemen and towers reminiscent of the destroyed Bastille. Even worse, each new game is begun by the player who controls the White King, which is an explicit reference to King Louis XVI. No. That's what? You created the game of chess. You are clearly a monarchist and you must die. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay. Well, let's see what the questions are. Yeah. So, demonstration of the rules. That would be, I guess, counter-revolution? No. Maybe not. Demonstration of the rules. Well, let's see. White King. Would that be counter-revolution? Okay. Destroyed Bastille. I don't know what the crime scene is. The monarchists, the Capites, the workshop. It's like, oh, it couldn't be any of these. Demonstration of the rules would be method, I guess. No? What the hell would the demonstration of the rules be? It's not the crime scene, is it? Course of events? Okay. The Capites, the workshop of the monarchists. The Capites, that would be counter-revolution. The workshop would be the crime scene. And the monarchist would be the offender's personality. Okay, so we got all of the questions unveiled. We can see here that people are irritated, so we probably don't want to ask too many questions to keep this thing going because, yeah. Chess is now a executable offense. Hey, Katie. All right, so let's get the trial underway. It seems to me that this time our friends from the guard got ahead of themselves. I still need to question him. Introduce yourself. Raphael Gallos, a craftsman, Your Grace. Your Grace, wow. Do you engage in propaganda activities? What? Propaganda. Have you been persuading people to support the return of the monarchy? To the guillotine with this sniveling royal lackey. Give me a break. I've done no such thing. I literally just made a game, guys. I just made a game. Okay. Let's see about which questions we should ask. I don't want to kill him. Actually, if we take a look here, we currently have a very high opinion with the common folk. They like us. The revolutionaries also have a high opinion of us. And the aristocrats have a medium opinion with us. In order to appease our wife and our family, in order to appease the revolutionaries and the monarch or the aristocrats, we're going to let this guy go. It will make the common folk unhappy with us, but we're just kind of balancing out, the loss that we'll take in their approval because they already think very highly of us. So we need to get the jury on board with an acquittal, which means we need to ask the questions with the little dove icons next to them. There's actually quite a few icons with guillotine icons. So essentially we can ask only these three questions because everything else will move the jury toward execution. And there's no reason to ask a question that'll lead the jury toward execution. So we obviously could go against the jury if they decide they want to kill him anyway. But the problem with that is we've already gone against the jury's will multiple times. And each time we do that, we get a penalty against our reputation and our prestige. And they start to question the efficacy of the judge himself. So did you show that your game to anyone that was willing? Chess, it's not my game, but yes, I've taught hundreds of people how to play. Playing cards also feature a king and queen, so what? Yeah, good point. Is the game about protecting the king? That is the goal. Why the king? Why not the nation? I wouldn't know. This game is hundreds of years old. Couldn't you have changed the rules? How would you do that? And you just replace the king with like a flag of France? Be like, you must protect France. You could have chosen different product manufacturer. Yeah, that's true, but I didn't think of it. What? The jury wants to kill him? No! That's dumb. Okay. Does the game feature a king and a queen? Indeed. Who invented this game? I don't know to say that. Thank you for the follow there, Concrete Fox. I don't know. They say it's an ancient game from Persia or India or somewhere. Liar. Louis supporters always lie. I only know as much as my father taught you. He produced the game in his old age. He sold his farm. Okay, so now the jury's on board with a stay of execution. So we'll ask one more question here. Katie, thank you for the follow as well. The guard's interrogator claimed that some of your pawns are reminiscent of the Bastille towers. They are. Why? Because in chess you need to make towers like those on a castle. Right, the rook is not... It's not a Bastille tower, it's a goddamn castle tower. But why identical to the Bastille? I've never seen any others, so I copied the ones I knew. Okay, that makes sense. He didn't have Google, guys. He couldn't just go look up a different-looking tower. Okay. That's enough questions, because all the rest of these questions will lean in toward execution. The people are aggressive. As a reminder, there's sort of three levels with the crowd. If it's very low, the people are very safe. If it's medium or high, then it basically, as this bar fills up, it increases the likelihood that like a mob will run in here and just kill him anyway because, it's the French Revolution. So was the act counter-revolutionary in nature? I guess, sort of. Who's buying the defendant's products? I don't know. Was that we never got to that, did we? Did the case file actually say who was buying it? Interviewer inquired about several items and accused repeatedly insisted the rules did not allow for the king to be taken. Other fighters include... I don't know. Already under surveillance when we were certain that the... His workshop. Man, so I guess the only other reason to ask additional questions would be to find out who's buying his game. What's the goal of the gang of chess? Protect the king. Is the buying the defendant's products? The highborn and clergy, the townsfolk, or women? I don't want to ask another question, though, and risk setting the crowd off. I'm just going to guess. We'll say townsfolk. It's probably the highborn, right? It is a game of the aristocracy, I think. So we'll go ahead and sign this. Then we'll go ahead and issue our verdict, which is going to be an acquittal. Now, if we were to kill him, you'd see the common folk would really like us, but we'd see a huge penalty with the revolutionaries and the aristocrats. If we acquit him, you can see here, wow! The common folk really are going to be pissed off by letting this guy go. But the revolutionaries and the aristocrats will be okay with it, so I guess we'll do that. We're also, again, remember, trying to appease our wife, who doesn't seem to like us very much in this game. I hereby declare Raphael Gallos not guilty. This accusation was completely absurd. The judge is a royal lapdog. Whatever. Oh, wow, we guessed all three of these correct, even though I didn't actually know the answers. We get a +2 reputation and influence bonus. We unlocked all the questions, and there you go. So, away with you, sir, away with you. Get back to your life, because this was an absurd trial. Tortuga, are you trying to get me to talk about baseball again? That's not going to happen. We're not going to debate why baseball is the greatest game out there. Care to tell me what happened to our savings? Oh, so last time you may remember we gave our savings away, or some of our savings away. There was a woman who we caught in a lesbian affair who we were trying to get to admit to being an Austrian spy so that we could catch her father, I think it was, in a trap. And we couldn't convince her to sign it unless we basically got her out of the country and paid for her way so she could start a new life in America. So we took money out of our own personal savings to fund her trip, and I didn't consult my wife on this. So Mathilda may not be thrilled. I had to. Our safety depended on it. Of course it did. I assume you had an unlucky hand. I did not spend it on gambling. I understand. So it was wine. Our children will never forget the day their father squandered the family money on drink, damn you. All right. Broken bank. My wife really hates me. Look at this the influence of my reputation. She's about to get that negative opinion penalty. So we can't change the action. We just have to accept it. You can see father's opinion goes down. Our eldest son opinion actually didn't go down very much. Our wife's opinion cratered, so we have a negative influence on our reputation now because she's sort of into the red zone. And our younger son still likes us, so we still have the positive impact on our family. All right, let me just take a quick sip of my beer, checking with the chat, and then we'll kind of take a look at the... holy God, there's a lot going on this map this turn. Oh, yes, the revolutionary mob just knocked out one of the enemy agents, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, our bruiser is still in chains. All right, let me take a look. Yeah, the wife really is. They don't make her terribly. They don't. It feels like, and maybe this is the intent, but it feels like everything you do, she just despises you, and it's kind of like, well, why are we married then? But anyway. All right, so there is about to be a riot here in this section over here. You can see the fervor of the town is all the way at the top. So there could be a riot that would break out here. It would be good, I think, to send a diplomat there to try and... Can I not move him? To try and quell the people, lower the fervor in the section so we don't lose it. This is an enemy bruiser, which is taking over this section over here. Can we send our spy to... No, he can't take this section over. Well, can you do anything here? Lure enemy agents. So apparently we can't move him into the zone that there's a bad guy in. But we can lure enemy agents here. Why would we lure them here? Let's lure the enemy agents over here to this red zone, which isn't our own sector. I really need my bruiser to get back out so we can start fighting for peace and justice in the historical way. Go take a look at the tower. It's at 13%. We're already well behind construction. We're constructing at about 2% per day. We can facilitate persuasions or spend more time with the family. We'll do that. Hopefully that'll improve our relations with the family. Meanwhile, in our intrigue, where are we here? So arresting the mayor, a successful intrigue, +6 reputation. So it wasn't a perfect intrigue, but it was a successful intrigue against... who was it against? I don't even remember. Beatrice Caron, the blackmaker. Oh, it's against Nicolas Posh. So he's the guy we convinced he thinks is our... Nicolas Posh thinks we are his friend. Beatrice Caron, the blackmailer. Beatrice was able to escape the guards and send a message to Marsh Posh. She told her to be at Rue Saint-Maur with the money to compensate for the damage done by their relationship. We must intervene. Beatrice turned out to be unreasonable. Instead of saving her life and running to the other side of Europe, she remained in Paris to engage in the blackmail. She is extorting money from a person she was supposed to love. The entire plan will collapse if she talks about the testimony we made her sign. So, not only did she get our savings that my wife was just pissed off at me about, now she's trying to blackmail people. Go with the guards. Oh, he looks shocked. Oh my god, dead bodies!
Are you going to kill me now?
What the hell?
Will you arrest me only because I was somebody's mistake? Because someone treated me like a possible source of income and nothing more? What does your heart tell you, Monsieur le Juge?
Oh my god!
Come, Marie. It will be like it never happened, I promise.
Wait, why? Why are we just going to be okay with her? I'm confused. I don't understand. Why are we just totally be like, yep, you're cool. I'm confused. Did I get... So, Beatrice was able to escape the guards and send a message to Marie Posh. She told her to be at the Rue Saint-Maur with the money to compensate for the damage done by their relationship. So, I think... so Marie was the one who married Beatrice. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So, not the person we gave the money to or tortured, but the other person was essentially trying to blackmail Marie. And so she murdered her. And now we're just going to be like, it's cool. All right, whatever. Thank God forensics did not exist. All right, so moving on, I guess. The next day. Oh, shoot, I didn't check to see what changed with the hierarchy. That was lit up like there was a change there. Day 20 of Act 1 of Liberté. I apologize for any bad pronunciations, as you would all know. You scoundrel, you serpent. Danton never betrayed me. It was you, Jean-Nicolas Posh. He did too. How could you? We were supposed to be friends. Yes, let's not waste any more time. Admit that the accusations for treason are true, and your daughter shall be freed. I cannot promise the same for you, however. Oh my god, we're a manipulating person. I attacked you because they told me to do it. That is irrelevant. You will only be tried like all the other assassins. They will crucify me because of you, the person who promised me his friendship and alliance. They will surely remove you from office, but you will live. Marie will live too. But if you keep barking, you will both lose your heads. You will pay for this, I swear. Maybe, but you will pay first. Your trial begins any minute, so you do not have much time left to think. Man, when did you guys? I started this game out just a few hours ago in gameplay time without being like this evil manipulating, just like I don't even know, like this scheming, manipulating, dictatorial like figure. And I don't know what happened between then and now, but it feels like someone flipped a switch, and now I'm like a frickin' Stalinist, schemer here. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the hierarchy before we get with the trial. So Posh is here. He's on trial. His daughter is the one that we kind of just found had murdered her lover. Elliot is the one who saved us from when we were stabbed. Handright is our loyal, hopefully loyal, head of the National Guard. David is our friend. We are here on the second tier of heroes of the French Revolution. The next tier up, the only person we know is Marat, but then above that we have Renard and Danton, both below Robespierre, who is the head of the French Revolution at this stage. The system has poisoned me. Yes, this is definitely true. All right, let's read through the case file here. It looks like the common folk, the revolutionaries, and my family wants this man dead, while the aristocrats want him to be set free. Compiled by Fabrice Paul, Treason and Corruption. The accused who will now stand before us is Jean-Nicolas Posh, the mayor of Paris, suspected of treason through cooperation with hostile powers. He was arrested following the written testimony of Beatrice Carne, daughter of a local copper, but best known for her connections with the rotten Muscadins. The girl admitted to being an Austrian spy and declared that she obtained information from the defendant himself. Thanks to her knowledge, she was allegedly able to disrupt the everyday lives of Parisians. In exchange for revealing her information in the city's authorities, Caron was expelled from France under penalty of death should she return. The investigation, which I carried out together with Prosecutor Tinville, indicates that Citizen Posh was following the orders of Caron's Austrian employers, and the girl was responsible for exchanging letters between the two. We were unable to find solid evidence for many of the mayor's suspicious acts, but one aspect of the investigation is clear: the delayed construction of the Point de la Révolution. Enemy forces wished to prevent it, as the structure was to unite France to become a symbol of the rekindled revolutionary flame. The plotters could also hope to bring shame upon Robespierre himself as the originator and supporter of this undertaking. The evidence of this conspiracy was discovered in letters that we confiscated during a search of the defendant's office. Remember, he told us about the letters and told us where to find them when we came to him when he was in prison and he still thought we were his friend. All of them were signed only with a D, and we have not been able to ascertain the identity of this mysterious person. We have rejected the most popular suggestion that it is Danton, as it's common knowledge that he and Robespierre are political allies as well as friends. Okay. Is there another? For JNP, the gentlemen of the Masons Guild are not willing to listen to our arguments and have suspended their work on the bridge. They will have to be convinced by force. Do it, Posh. Robespierre will give in, and you'll get your payment. D. Okay, so in order to go after the bridge builders by force, we'll go to the case file here. All right. Secret correspondent with D, that would be evidence. So we have 5 more questions to unveil. There's 1 trap, and we're allowed 1 mistake. Mysterious letter. That would also be evidence, I believe. Discrediting Robespierre. That would either be a motive or an accusation. Symbol of French unity, a motive or accusation. Delayed construction of the bridge. Delayed construction of the bridge. That would be an accusation. No? Well, we know it's motive then. Cooperation with enemy powers, that would be an act. Well, wait, let's go back. Is that on here anywhere? It is here, so we know it's not a trap. Oh, whoops. Ah! My name is Jean Nicolas Posh, and I am the mayor of Paris. You've been accused of spying on behalf of Austria. Do you understand, Citizen Posh? Yes, I understand everything. You are not nervous. That's quite unusual for someone in your situation. I am awaiting a just trial. Okay. Well, let's go back to those questions now. All right, so this one is not a trap. Cooperation with powers would be an accusation. Okay, so there's only 2 questions left. Symbol of French unity or discrediting Robespierre. I guess that would be motive. No, that was a trap. We could use 2 influence to unlock the last one, but we might not need that last question. So the people are irritated, so they may rush in and try and kill him anyway. We really just want to kill him, so we want to focus on the questions with the guillotine symbol. There's 2 questions we didn't uncover. And did you receive all your orders through letters? This one, we don't know the influence on the jury's opinion. So far, everything looks to be leaning toward execution, so we'll just go through these questions, and we'll see how long it takes to convince the jury to do it. Do you admit to having cooperated with a foreign power? Yes, I do. Whoa, that was surprisingly quick and straightforward. He's a brave one. What does he think? He'll escape the guillotine for his courage? What did you receive in exchange for spying? Most of the time, money, but sometimes we exchanged information. I was able to gain valuable knowledge regarding my opponents. What kind of nonsense is this? I'm fully cooperating with the court. What's this over here? Bad judge? People's patience has its limits. The trial went on for too long and the audience was extremely agitated, so we're getting a 2-day penalty. A -2 influence, -4 reputation, revolutionary endorsement, and common folk endorsement both go down. The people are aggressive, so apparently I'm taking too long to kill this guy. Do you realize how much harm you did to the revolution? Yes, it was the intention of my secret employers. The bridge was supposed to be to connect the 2 shores of the Seine, where the 2 areas inhabited by vastly different people were to meet halfway. Please spare me the propaganda. I know it by heart. Shut your mouth and listen to your betters. You do not appear to regret your actions. Because I'm not flagellating myself in public, I do regret it, and what I'm doing here now should be sufficient proof of that. But you want to silence me, the prosecutor chosen by the people? Okay. We'll go with another one here. I still haven't been able to, get him to the execution stage yet. Citizen Fidel, you have to. There's something you need to see. Oh, great. Now what? A carriage! Uh-oh. It's a crowd of people? What the hell's going on? What am I shocked at?
Frederic.
What? Is that my little son? No! Oh my god, they hung my little boy. What? I'm in shock over here. You scumbag, my child. Alexis, try to calm yourself. Citizen Fidel, we heard about your tragedy. Is there anything? All of you shut the hell up, Posh. Why did you kill my boy? Your Honor, I did not kill anyone. Why did you do it, Posh? What am I even being accused of now? Of killing my child. I was in a cell all this time, and we had a deal. I would not make any move against you, I swear. So docile, even when there is a dead child in the equation. Who killed my son? I have no idea who could have done something like this. Who's behind this? Tell me immediately, you will go straight to the scaffold. See, the judge is threatening me with the guillotine for his own gain. This is not a trial, this is a farce. Quiet, child killer. Are there any other questions we can ask? No? No other questions for the defendant? The jury is solidly on our side. He did confess to the crimes. His acts were counter-revolutionary. And he did not. He did not tell us who D was. I don't know if we actually asked the question. I can't believe... My son, he's the only one in my family who just unquestionably loved me. Oh my god. Alright, so killing him will make the aristocrats a little bit upset, but everybody else will be okay with it. Holy shit, if we don't kill him, the common folk will murder us. Well, we don't have much of a choice then, do we? Is that the game's way of railroading you into you don't have a choice, you have to do this? Yeah, silence. I'm sorry, but I'm on your side. They just murdered my son. Oh, okay. We've got to deal with a few of these other minor trials before we get to the execution. Jean-Noel Pellicer earned a living stealing from doctors. He would make appointments with various Parisian doctors, go to the waiting rooms, steal an insignificant object from each, and leave. He sold the loot for next to nothing at the street markets. So he's just stealing because he can? I'm going to kill you. Well, it'll make the aristocrats happy. The laundress Corinne Chardin killed her neighbor, Theophile Porter, with a kitchen knife. The tragedy took place in Chardin's apartment. She claims that Chardin had attacked her, but there are neither witnesses nor proof. Murder is a crime punishable by death. Nathan Popel, who managed prostitutes at Place de Frederics, brutally beat up one of his clients. After he was detained, he testified that the victim did things he's not paid for. Yeah, that's also death. We're just killing everybody here today. We're killing all three of these people, and we're killing this scumbag who may have been involved in the death of my son. I'm not really sure. Zach, thank you very much for the subscription there, the Tier 1 sub. I'm sentencing you to death. You will pay for my son. Justice. This is what happens to traitors. I have kept my part of the deal. Now keep yours. Show me you are a man of honor. Too late. You're dead, buddy. You're dead. We got all the questions right. Why does it say unlock question 0 of 6? Did I not go back and ask? Did we have a whole new slew of questions we could have asked? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We weren't going to find the answer anyway. That makes me wonder, like, was there a whole... God damn it. Well, now I'll never know. All right, on to the execution. Hi, Zach. Our youngest son was murdered, and we are killing someone we're pissed off at. The crowd is irritated. Should we speak to the common folk? Choose approach. Crime. I think we go with aggression. I'm just going aggression across the board. Oh, well, those look like bad ideas. Perfect argument for the revolution. Carefree. And attached. So I think attached we go with manipulation. Carefree, maybe we go with careless. And then this one we go with the one we know is the perfect answer. Okay. So, shoot. Attach. It was manipulation, right? Future generations will remember that we were not cowards. They will remember us delivering punishment for crimes of such hideous crimes. Ooh, wow, they really like that one. Meanwhile, carelessness. Give a round of applause for the plague. Killed for nothing. Wow, the crowd really liked that one too. And we're going to go with aggression. These criminals think that because we are tolerant, we are also weak. That is enough. All right, so the crowd was a -1 reputation. Really? I got them almost all the way up. I increased their opinion substantially. I am not a murderer. Yeah, well, my son is dead. Off with his head! And my son is avenged. Honestly, guys, I can't even. I'm completely shocked. I don't even know where to go from here, so I think we'll wrap this episode up here. Thanks for watching once again, guys, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thanks for watching, and I'm out.